Yes, people, what is happening? TLP, the Liverpool Prophet, back again with a relatively positive match reaction. Surprisingly, I'm not negative today and I'm not too upset. I'm relatively happy actually. Sunderland nil, Liverpool 1. Yes, Sunderland nil, Liverpool 1. We've beaten them, people. We've gone to Sunderland away and we've officially become the first team to beat them in the Premier League this season at their home ground. Yeah, we'll take it, people. We'll take it. But before we get into the match reaction, do remember if you are new to the channel, smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel as well, people. Currently, well, we're on 640 subs, so only 10 more subs to go to 650. So if you can sub, much appreciated. Get down below in the comments too. And let me know your thoughts and opinions after today's game. Always want to know what other people have to think. But yeah, people, having said all of that, let's get into the game. Sunderland nil, Liverpool 1. You know what, people? Not a bad performance. Not a bad performance today. I think the first half we dominated. We dominated that first half. We had all of the ball. We were the only team really trying to make anything happen. I'll be honest, everything was good in the first half. I felt personally, except for the end product. End product wasn't there. We should have been a lot better in the final third than we were. But we were very dominant in that first half, and I have to say, you know, if I'm a Sunderland fan, I'm disappointed. I am disappointed because they had a perfect opportunity today. They're playing a Liverpool team that are so far off it this season at home. At home, where they haven't lost the game all season, by the way. Undefeated. They're pretty much invincible there. They had a real opportunity today, I felt, to put the pressure on us, to put it on us, and make us feel it. And they just didn't. They just didn't. Right from the off, Sunderland set up. And they set up for one reason and one thing only, and that was to sit deep. They sit deep. That first half was all Liverpool. We had 68% of the ball to their 32%. So you could tell what their game plan was. They were really trying to play for a point. They were playing for a point, and that's it. They wanted the draw, which I'll be honest, it's crazy considering how bad we are. Leeds took the game to us at Island Road. You know what I'm saying? Other teams that we played have taken the game to us and beaten us. And I'm surprised. Sunderland, who are having a decent season, didn't really show up today. They didn't turn up. They didn't really trouble us much until the last 10 minutes. And did they even trouble us then? Or was it just an adrenaline thing that they knew they had to get something last 10 minutes? I don't know. But I felt personally looking at it as an outsider that they just didn't turn up at all. If Sunderland were on it today, that probably is a different game. If we're totally honest, that probably ends up being a different game if they're on it. But you know what, people? Who cares? You know, it's better for us that they weren't on it today because we end up getting the 3 points out of the game. I've got to say, overall, like I said, first half was dominant from us. We had ordered the ball, and again, there were chances in the game where I felt some of our players should have done better. Ekatike, I think that's 2 games in a row now where he's been a little bit wasteful in front of goal. I count 2 or 3 occasions where he could have done better and shot. Instead, he didn't. Wirtz as well, another one who probably should have done better with his chances. Salah, again. Salah was lively in the game, but he still didn't have a good game, if you know what I'm trying to say. He was still relatively poor, but he was active. Now, I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but yeah, he didn't do much. You know, there were chances he had as well that, I'll be honest, I expect Salah to bag because of who he is, but he just didn't bag. Just didn't bag. And again, do I want to say it or do I not want to say it? Is Mohamed Salah now washed as a footballer? It's hard to say. It hurts to say. It's a very, very sensitive topic. But look, we've got to face the facts at this point now. This is not a case of him having a poor run. This is not a case of him being on a poor run of form. We are over the halfway mark of the season. And throughout the whole season, he's been pretty non-existent for us. We've just got to call it how it is. He's had 1 or 2 games maybe that are good max. Other than that, he's been very, very, very poor. For his standard, nowhere near good enough. Considering how good Mo was last year, or the records he broke last year, how pivotal he was last year, a big reason we won that league. This season, I look at him, complete shell of himself. He'll know that as well. Make no mistake, Salah will know this season hasn't been good enough for him. He will know, and of course he won't be happy about it, we know that. It's probably his worst ever season for Liverpool. So look, I know this is going to upset people, and I don't really care. Because at the end of the day, I'm a Liverpool fan, not a Mohamed Salah fan. I think he needs to move on in the summer. I think it's time we cash in on him in the summer, use that money, reinvest in the squad, and build in key areas that we need. Because let's be honest, Salah goes to Saudi Arabia. They'll pay anything for him because he could really be the face of their league. And if he still wants to continue playing as well, it's perfect. It's a win-win situation. And Salah goes out on a high. You keep him around for the next 2-3 years. We're going to have a sour relationship. You know what I'm saying? It's going to dampen because he's not going to be that same player. And he's just been kept for reputation. So for me, I think it's logical and it's the correct decision for this summer that we cash in on Salah, sell him to the Saudi Pro League, use that money, reinvest into our squad, and we go again. Get a centre back in, get a DM in, maybe get another winger in to replace him, get another left winger too, and we can go again. I believe that 100%. So for me, it's harsh, but I'd get rid of him. I would genuinely get rid of him for me. Nothing against him. I'll always hold him in high regards. He'll always be one of my favourite Liverpool players. He'll always be one of my favourite Liverpool players of all time. But we can't be sentimental. At the end of the day, the club comes first. Liverpool winning comes first. And if a player's past it, unfortunately, I don't really care what your name is. You need to go. And we need to bring in fresh, young talent. I'll be honest, other than that, defensively, a good performance today. We got a clean sheet away from home. We don't really keep clean sheets, if we're honest. We usually concede quite a couple of goals. So defensively, we were on point. Couple of standout performances. Konate again, big up to him because that's another game where he's been absolutely solid at the back. Ever since he came back from the situation he had, unfortunately, of course, the Newcastle game, and I look at today as well, he's been good. He's been very, very impressive. A wall against Newcastle. Like I said, one of the only times that I felt he's outshined Virgil van Dijk. Today, again, an absolute wall. Sunderland could not get past him, especially in that last 10 minutes when they were putting the pressure on. So big up to Konate. And I'm happy, people. I am happy. I'd love nothing more than for Konate to start playing well again because I like Konate. I like him a lot. I like the way he is in training. I like the vibe I get off him. He seems like a very happy, joyful person. I like him. And if he turns it around, there's no reason he shouldn't get the contract he wants. And there's no reason why we shouldn't look to keep him in the summer if he turns it around. But these last two games, even against Manchester City, I don't think Konate was poor. I think defensively as a whole, we weren't good. I'm not going to pin that on Konate. But the Newcastle game and today's game, I liked what I saw. I felt Konate was very, very impressive. Other than that, people, Virgil van Dijk next to him did his job. Endo, who played at right back for this game, I had a feeling Endo would play. There was no chance on earth Calvin Ramsey was going to get used. As much as we hate it, as much as it's annoying, he wasn't going to get used. We know that. So it was Endo. It was either going to be Jones, Endo, or Gomez. So Endo played, had a relatively solid game, I felt, but unfortunately, he ended up going off injured in that second half. Looked like it was a bad injury. The stretcher came on and Toro was taken off. Look, we're not having a good time injury-wise, especially at the back, people. We've got Leona out. We've got Frimpong out. Bradley out. Now we could potentially have Endo out as well. Szoboszlai suspended. I'll be honest, it's gutting because I thought Endo was having a good game, but fingers crossed, of course, that Endo has a speedy recovery. Fingers crossed his injury isn't too serious and he's back playing for us very, very soon. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. But again, I don't want to say the whole hope for the best, expect the worst, but it didn't look good, especially when you're taken off with a crutch. It doesn't look good. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what the medical team reveal about that after the game. We'll see what Slot says as well. But yeah, again, a good win. A much improved performance too. Like I said, every time pressure is on, this manager pulls out a result, and we pulled out a result again today. Every single time, the pressure's on, a result pulls out of nowhere. What can I say? It's just typical Liverpool. Pressure's on the manager. Oh, we'll get him a good result and bail him out for the next couple of weeks. Yes, nice. Yeah. But I'm not going to complain, people, because you know what? We got the 3 points. We got the win. And you know what? Chelsea dropped points yesterday. Manchester United dropped points yesterday. We win our game. We've closed the gap on them a little bit. So, top 4 is still very much on. Nice to see United fans getting humbled as well because they were supposedly in a title race. Back to reality, you're in a top 4 race just like we are. Chelsea too. So, this notion that Liverpool could potentially fall behind, maybe I over-exaggerated because I look at both of the teams I have that I've seen United and Chelsea, and they're just having manager bounces, and a manager bounce eventually is bound to fade. I think United's one faded yesterday, and I think you'll see them kind of revert back to type now. I think Chelsea's one is sort of fading as well. So yeah, maybe I over exaggerated, and I do think this top four race is going to be closer than maybe I gave it credit for. And we're the first team to beat Sunderland at their ground this season. Can you imagine, people? Top of the league, Arsenal have gone there, haven't won. City have gone there, haven't won. We've gone there and gotten a win. The first team, and with how bad we've been this season and how good they've been, all logic would have pointed for us to lose today. I predicted a 3-1 win to Sunderland. We go there, we get a 1-0 win. Like I said, pressure's on. The team steps up for some reason. The manager pulls out a result. What can I say? We went there and won. So happy days. We got the 3 points. We got the win. Last 10 minutes, Sunderland did start to put pressure on. We start to sit back subconsciously. Not surprised. Possession came right down. It was a lot more 50-50 last 10 minutes. We were playing a dangerous game there. A very dangerous game because they were applying pressure on. But defensively, we remained solid. I'm just looking at the commentators talking about Ibrahim Konate here and Welling because his performance deserves to be lauded up because he was brilliant. But yeah, we dealt with it well. Sunderland put pressure on last 10. But I felt, we dealt with the pressure well. And we got a clean sheet. We don't get a lot of clean sheets this season. We don't. So the fact that we've got one away against a good team as well, we'll absolutely take that. 110%. Again, a good week all around. United dropped points. Chelsea dropped points. We won. We'll take it. We will absolutely take it, people. But yeah, that's all for today's game, people. I've got to hold my hands up and say I'm surprised. I didn't expect us to win. I expected us to lose, and we got a win. But again, we've seen this before this season. We get a win. You think, can we build on it? And the next game, it goes back to being crap. So I'm not looking too much into this win. I'm celebrating we've won. I'm happy, of course, that we're right back up there in the top 4 contention, even though that shouldn't be our standard, but it is under this coach. And yeah, all in all, a decent night, a decent performance, a decent result. Pressure off start again for now. And yeah, we'll take it. We'll see where this leads. But yeah, people, that's all. Short little match reaction there. I'll be back tomorrow with my match review of the game. Go into a little bit more detail on the game, the performance, everything, etc. And yeah, on the way out, people, like I said at the start of the video, I'll say it again. Drop a like on the video if you're enjoying it. Sub to the channel, only 10 away from 650, so if you can sub, much appreciated. And of course, get down below in the comments and let me know your thoughts and opinions. Having said all of that, people, I'm going to head off. Match review out tomorrow, so stay tuned. Tomorrow evening or afternoon, depending. But stay tuned nonetheless, it will drop. Yeah, Liverpool profit out. Speak to you all soon. Big up to you guys. Up the Reds. Let's go. Bye for now. See you all soon.